Welcome to a new video. My name is Luis and I'm going to show you how to submit your application to the University of Arizona. First thing, you want to go to arizona.edu. Once you're there, click on apply. The first thing I want to show you is reviewing the requirements for applying. This video is it's going to be focused on first-year students who are, let's say, domestic students. So what you're going to do is you're going to click here, and then that's going to give you a great summary of instructions. You're going to click on start my application, and then it's going to take you to a screen that looks like this. If you've never done this before, or if you use our UofA application, you're going to have to create your account first. In my case, I already have one. I have a test account, so I'm just going to click on log in. But if you don't have one, you're just going to click on create account. By the way, we also accept the common application, but in this video, I'm focusing on showing you how to apply using the UofA application, which is known as a future Wildcat application. So in my case, I'm just going to return. I'm going to click log in. Let me go ahead and log in. Okay, once you log in with your account, you're going to arrive at a dashboard or portal that looks like this. And most likely you've never done this before, so it's going to be blank like mine. No test applications, no nothing. No, when you first do it, nothing's going to be here. So you just have to just click right here. And again, I'm assuming this is a video for students who are domestic students. Now you're going to be asked this question. Are you a U.S. citizen? I'm just going to say yes. Which location are you planning to attend? Most likely, most students will be choosing Tucson campus, but of course, we do have other campuses like Arizona Online and other locations. Based on your answers, you will be creating a main campus application. Okay, just click right there. And then the next thing you're going to see is that you're going to be taken back to that kind of like dashboard where you can actually access the application, or you can just click right here and then it takes you back to this portal. And you can see that from right here, you logged in or you can log out because you don't have to finish it in one sitting. You can use your account and just come back in and finish a pending application. But again, once you do the initial step, is intended to route you to the appropriate application. That's all you're trying to do. So it picked up that I want to study in main campus. So far so good. And then now you don't have to click here again. Now you can click right here. And then you're going to access the application. It takes you back to actually the actual steps. And let's proceed. Find the right application for you. Please select what you are applying for. Most likely, you're going to be choosing undergraduate degree diploma. Undergraduate degree diploma, you have selected a degree seeking application. This application is for students who are pursuing a bachelor's degree. You will be reviewed for your desired major. Are you currently attending high school? Most likely you're going to be choosing yes, because most students apply while they're still in high school. By the way, as I mentioned, November 1st is the deadline for maximum admission and scholarship consideration. Again, I'm going to be assuming that you are a U.S. citizen and that you are attending high school. Based on your answers above, you are considered a first-year student for admission purposes. And you can click right here. Actually, it's not a link, but it's just bolded so that it reminds you what your classification will be based on your selections. Let's continue. And then you're going to see that the application expands. And the recommendation is that you're going to need at least an hour to complete your application. You can save the information on your application and return anytime to complete it. As I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, the part that takes the most time is where you have to self-report your grades in your classes. And the other part is if you don't have your application essay ready, that will take time too if you are putting it together as you're filling out the application. So I recommend that you prepare something before you start the application. That way you have it ready. Again, it's 500 words or less, and it's strongly encouraged. And there is an application essay and the question. We can go back and look at that. So just kind of follow some instructions here. You must obtain a copy of your high school transcript and use it to complete the self-reported section of your application. Your self-reported grades must match those displayed in your transcript. Only applicants offered admission and who intend to enroll at UofA would be required to submit their final official high school transcript, which is really nice. But again, in the beginning, you're going to need an unofficial copy so that you can fill out and self-report your grades. The official transcript will be used to verify the information you self-report, but again, that is if you do decide to enroll at UofA. If you provide inaccurate self-reported information, your admission may be revoked or your enrollment canceled. Again, there is a non-refundable application fee, $50 for residents and $80 for non-residents. This is for people who live beyond Arizona. If you need assistance, email their main website. The main email. Let's go ahead and continue. I may not spend as much time on the next sections. I do want to just kind of show you this fast. Please select a term to apply to. Most likely you're going to be choosing fall 2026. That's kind of like the main purpose of this video, the deadline to apply. And again, a reason for choosing that one is because most students in high school in the US are going to be applying to join college in a fall semester. And again, UofA has a new admissions model known as Early Action, and the deadline is going to be November 1st. Students who apply by the Early Action deadline will receive priority consideration for admission, merit scholarships, and the Frankie Honors College if interested. Applications received after November 1 will be considered for regular decision on a space available basis after early action decisions have been released. All right. So again, we're going to choose fall 26. We're going to continue. And I do have a test application in the system. So you will see some information here that is kind of like about me. I do have a middle name. It's Hector. It's right there. Have you used any other names? I'm going to say no. Most likely no. It's for you. Just simple questions. It's not too bad. You're going to see an address information, provide a mailing address and a permanent address. You just kind of fill out that information. You're going to see a button here to insert those, and then you're going to see an email address it will be displayed. That's actually my email. And then preferred phone. Just simple questions is not too bad. Provide your preferred phone number, cell. I'm actually just going to enter a test one here so you can just see it. 621-2000. That's the office number here for College of Engineering. And you can actually text us there as well or call us. You may send text messages to this number. That's fine. Let's go ahead and proceed. As I mentioned, you have to provide your social security number. And then you're going to see some information here. And just simple information. And then emergency contact and family information. You're going to enter that there. You can add emergency contact or family information. Once you do that, hit continue. And then what you're going to do, you're going to basically go to the next section. Previously, UofA affiliation. Have you ever been affiliated to the UofA? You're going to say no, most likely. On the next section, residency classification. Residency information must be supplied by each person applying for admission to the UofA. And then you're going to see the residency classification. We could make a different video about this. I'm not going to spend too much time about what this is, but you will see that there. If you are an Arizona resident, should you be admitted, you will be required to complete the online statement of residency classification. And in my case, I'm just going to say yes. Are you a resident of Arizona? Yes. Languages used at home. In my case, we speak Spanish and English at home. So then I guess I just need to scroll under Spanish and just there. And then, of course, English. Let's just go back here. You're going to do that depending on your situation. Parents' level of education. Have either of your parents or legal guardians earn a bachelor's? In my case, I'm going to say no. It just depends on your case. Again, United States military affiliation. I am not military connected student. You could have a different situation. For financial aid, do you intend to apply for financial aid? Grants, loans, I'm going to say yes. And if you're going to say yes, you do need to put your social security number on the previous section of the application. And you saw that I entered like a fake one. So whatever yours is, enter the correct one. And then I authorize the UofA Office of Scholarships and Financial Aid to directly provide my FAFSA. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to continue because definitely most students will be seeking financial aid. That's completely fine and normal. On the next section, ethnicity, demographics, IPEDS, federal reporting. Are you Hispanic or Latinx? In my case, yes. Please indicate how you identify yourself. You may select one or more. In my case, I'm going to say white. University of Arizona voluntary reporting. We understand that the federal reporting structure does not reflect. Just lots of information. Take your time. Which best describes your Hispanic or Latinx background? I'm going to say Mexico. That's for me. which best describes your white background. I'm going to say Europe. I'm not sure. Just go ahead and go to continue. And then notice how fast we are. We're kind of like in the middle already just by answering simple questions. The part that will take the most time, like I said in the beginning, is this part right here if you don't have it ready. And then the other part is actually going to be where you are entering your academic history, but we're almost there. Actually, we're there now. So self-reported grades and instructions, all coursework and grades as they are displayed on your high school transcript. You must have your high school transcript or grade report available when completing this section of the application to ensure accuracy and avoid admissions revocation or reduction in merit aid offer. Remember in the beginning, I told you, try to get a copy of your high school transcript because you're going to need it. That's what I'm talking about here. And then you're going to see that the U of A will calculate an unweighted core GPA or your core competency requirements taken in high school. Your unweighted core GPA will include grades from the following subject areas: English, math, lab science, social sciences, second language, and fine arts, or career technical education. If you click right here, you can actually analyze the Arizona Board of Regents requirements, which is basically 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 3 years of lab science, 2 years of the same second language, 2 years of social sciences, 1 year of American history, and then 1 year of fine arts or 1 year of career and technical education, also known as CTE. And then you have information there for GED information. So that's a great site. But let's go back here. And this is the part, again, where it's going to take the most time, where you are entering the courses. And you're going to have some instructions here for what to do. And then the different grade levels. And I'm not going to go over this information right now, but you will. This is the part where, again, you're going to spend the most time. Course level, standard, advanced, accelerated. And I'm really not going to be, I would say, showing you an example of this part. But at least for now, this tells you or shows you what you're going to be seeing. You're going to see entering courses. You have to select grade level, the course level, term schedule, and you're going to review. After you have entered your coursework, you will have the opportunity to review what you've entered. Official transcripts will be used to verify the information you self-reported is accurate. If you're reporting correct information, again, your admission may be revoked. So you just kind of check this off. You understand that you're going to enter everything correctly. You continue. And then on the next section, you're actually going to be doing the work. And like I said, on this particular step is where you can actually see the instructions. And then here, please include all institutions, high schools, colleges, and military service transcripts that you have attended. Failure to list all previously attended institutions may result in delay, loss of credit, or dismissal. For high school graduates, you must also send in any official college transcripts, even if the coursework was dual enrollment only or concurrent with your high school coursework. Okay, so you have instructions there. And then nothing here. Let's just go ahead and check. Please indicate if any of these options will have affected your progression through or since secondary high school. Check all that apply. Let's see. Did or will graduate early, did or will graduate late, did or will take a gap year. So you're going to make a selection there. And then once that happens, you're going to be able to see that you are adding the institutions here. So for example, under institution, you're going to click on add new, and then you're going to see, please search and select your high school. Okay. And then you're going to just see different institutions. Under institution name, we're just going to choose an example. We're going to say Tucson High School. If you click continue there, you can see that I'm trying to find Tucson Magnet High School. All right. So I selected it, as you saw there, and then you're going to put the address, US, Tucson, Arizona. And then this is where you put, attendance dates. Let's just say August 2022, and I am graduating in May of 2026, right? To kind of coincide as an example. And then institution details, type of institution. This is a high school. Let's say that I'm only going to high school. Most students will kind of have that background. And that's the example that we're going to be choosing here. So you're going to click save. And if you try to do it too early, you're going to see you're missing something. And then class details. I did or will graduate from this high school. I'm going to say yes. Class rank. If you have it, just put it there. You're going to click save. As soon as you do that, it's going to add it here. You're going to click on the school and you can actually go back and edit something here if you need to. But then this below is a section where you're actually adding the courses. So you're going to click on add new and you're going to choose a school, grade level. You're going to say, for example, and again, you're going to do this one by one. So let's say you are entering your, freshman year, 9th grade, course name, whatever it is, you're going to enter it here. Humanities, course level, standard, and then term schedule. You're going to see different options. You're going to say block, final grade only, quarter, semester, trimester. Let's say semester, and then you're going to put A and then grade B. Whatever the information is for you, that's the whole point. This is a part that takes time because you have to do it class by class following your transcript. And then what you can do here is save and add another. And as soon as you do that, it's going to take you straight to like the box where you can start entering a new course. You're going to do that for all of the classes and grades that you have in high school up at that point. Let's say that you're ready. I'm going to click save. I'm actually going to cancel. Just assuming that you finish entering everything here, then you're going to have like a big list, again, following all of the instructions that you had. Now you're going to continue and you're going to see like a bunch of all of your courses are going to be listed. In this section, you can review and edit any courses. This is the section where you're going to be able to review. And just take your time. That's why the application, we estimate it takes about an hour, just because this is the part that takes time. You have to self-report your classes and the grades for all of the classes. And then once you review, you can just continue. And then this is the part that I was telling you. This is where if you have this ready before starting your application, you should be able to just copy paste and it'll be ready. And again, this question, why is the University of Arizona the right fit for you, and how will your chosen academic area of study align with your interests, goals, and values? Again, hopefully you came prepared with that answer by having researched the process already. So you should be able to just copy paste it here and then just kind of work on the formatting so that it looks nice. I'm just going to say this is my essay. And we do recommend that this is strongly encouraged for students to do this. If you are planning to apply for the Frankie Honors College, we saw in the instructions that this is required. And then check it out. Is there anything else you'd like to share that you have not already included? Whatever else you have, just write it right there. Acknowledgement. If you choose to not submit an application essay, please review and check the box below. I choose not to submit an application essay and recognize that this section is highly encouraged. So in my case, I'm going to uncheck it because, again, we are strongly encouraging you to do this. So I'm not going to check that box. I'm going to continue because I'm assuming and I'm inviting you to actually include something. That's going to be very important this year. And let's go to the next section where you actually select your program. This is the major or the program selection. You do not have to select a specific major at this time. If you do choose a major now, you can change your major at a later date. If you wish to continue without selecting a specific major, please select the undecided, undeclared major in the A center. In my case, I work for College of Engineering, and I'm going to show you an example for how to select College of Engineering majors. And College of Engineering majors are selective admissions, meaning we do have different requirements that we're looking for when it comes to math and different things. So, for example, let's say that you are interested in aerospace engineering or mechanical engineering. Most of our engineering majors will require you to select the following. You're going to click on the box, major selection, and you're going to go under engineering. You're going to go with this one, engineering all majors. I'm not going to explain in this video why you have to do that if you want aerospace or mechanical. For now, just trust me, that's the one that you have to choose. And then because engineering is a selective admissions major, you will be required right here to select an alternate major. In case you're not eligible or admissible initially into engineering, this is why you have to choose like a backup in case your plan A is not, you're not able to be in right away. You could be defaulted for your plan B. Let's just say biochemistry. You choose it. And then below, you're going to see incoming first-year applicants apply to the College of Engineering. And this kind of explains to you what I was saying that I can explain in a different video. But below, it'll say, please select the engineering major you are interested in. If you are unsure, you may leave blank. Your response is not a factor in your admission decision. You could just say aerospace engineering right there and just continue. And let's move on, because again, the main purpose of this video is to just kind of show you the process, show you all these steps and the screens. For the SALT Center, this is a Strategic Alternative Learning Techniques Center, which is a fee-based comprehensive academic support program for the U of A students with learning and attention challenges. And you're going to see requires an additional application to be considered. Will you be applying to the SALT Center? I'm going to say no. If you would like to apply to the SALT Center, you can have a link right there. And then you get to the Frankie Honors College. You're going to see instructions there, a link. It opens like a different tab. And you're going to see kind of like some of the reasons to consider it. Are you interested in applying to the WA Frankie Honors College? Let's just say yes, because I want to show you the skip logic. It should open like new sections or questions for you to answer. You're going to say yes, and you notice how it changed on the bottom. If you say no, notice how different information opens up. Frankie Honors College, deadline is November 1st as well. Students with complete Frankie Honors College applications by this date will be notified of their honors admissions decision also by January 15, 2026. And you can see the rest there. If people apply after November 1st, please continue to the honors questions page to complete honors questions. Where do you plan to live? Let's just assume you're gonna want to live on campus, and you're gonna continue. And then you get the Frankie Honors essay. Just kind of be prepared for these questions. Again, you should be able to get the questions on their page, but let's just review. Which of these values resonates the most with you, and how do you imagine pursuing those values as a Frankie Honors Wildcat? We encourage you to share information that is not reflected in other components of your application to the U of A. And the values that we're talking about are the ones right here. We seek, we connect, we create, we evolve, and we celebrate. And those are known as the 5 core values for the Frankie Honors College. So right there is where they want you to have your response to that in 500 words or less. We're going to say response, just as an example. And then below, Frankie Honors College optional supplemental materials. You're going to see some different examples for what that can be. Because again, Frankie Honors College is competitive. So it's now part of the same application. In the past, it was a separate application, but now it's all like built in with the admission application. And then right here is where you will select your file. And then this one is supplemental. And then letter of recommendation. Are you interested in submitting a letter of recommendation for one of your 3 optional supplements? I'm just going to say no, just to like move on. But let's say yes. What happens then? You're going to see that you can add it right there. And then you can add the recommender's information. But again, for the purposes of doing this quickly or as quickly as possible, let's say no and continue. And next, you're going to see the activities and honors. Reporting activities can help colleges better understand your life outside of the classroom. Examples of activities might include arts or music clubs, community engagement, family responsibilities, hobbies, sports, work, or volunteering, other experiences that have been meaningful to you. Do you have any of these activities that you wish to report? I'm just going to say no. They could be different for you, of course. This is just a test application. Honors. Do you wish to report any honors related to your academic achievements beginning with the 9th grade? I'm going to say no. Acknowledgement. I choose not to submit activities and honors. I'm going to continue. Again, this is just a test application. Opt-out declaration. Let's see what this is. I agree that the U of A may contact any educational institution or agency to request and receive materials or data related to my academic history. I'm going to say yes, just in case U of A needs to get more information. you can just read the instructions right there. Again, I'm not telling you how to do this or what to select. I'm just showing you the process so you can see what to expect. And then application processing fee, you're going to see Arizona residents, $50, and non-residents, $80. For Arizona online students, $65. And for other Arizona locations, $50. Chandler, Douglas, Gilbert, Nogales, Yuma, pathways to teaching locations. The application processing fee is non-refundable and non-transferable. And then official transcripts information. First-year applicants are strongly encouraged to self-report their high school coursework and grades. Applicants with any college, university, or military coursework must submit official college transcripts. All other application materials and test scores may be sent to the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. And then you're going to see an address right there. And then you're going to see we only accept paper transcripts that come in sealed envelope from the sending institution. We cannot accept transcripts if the original envelope has been opened or if the transcripts are printouts or photocopies of official transcripts. And you're going to see that you do have options to send electronically, sending official domestic high school transcripts electronically to the same admissions email, which is easy to remember, admissions@arizona.edu, and then sending official international high school transcripts electronically. It's a different email, but also easy to remember, international@arizona.edu. We only accept electronic transcripts processed by the sending institution through secure third-party vendors. You're going to see some instructions here. For actual college transcripts, you're going to see a different address, okay? So just kind of pay attention to that. And if you want to send college transcripts electronically, you will see that you can send it to the registrar's office to this email right there. I hope I'm not going too fast, but again, my goal here is to just kind of show you the whole process, all of the screens and the questions. We only accept, you see another disclaimer, federal aid eligibility. If you intend to use federal financial aid, you must meet eligibility requirements through one of these methods: completed high school or GED or an equivalent homeschool program, completed 60 transferable units towards a bachelor's degree, have completed an associate's degree. And then you have a link for that. For financial aid office, university declaration, the UofA is an equal opportunity affirmative action. You see some information, application summary, review confirmation. By checking the box below, you agree that you have fully reviewed your application. You agree to that. Release information to scholarship organizations. Here you have an option to authorize the release of your academic, demographic, or financial information on file with the university to alumni, clubs, and other organizations that may consider you for scholarships. In my case, I do want to be considered for scholarships. So I'm going to say I do authorize the release of my info so I can be considered for that, and I'm going to continue. And then on the next section, you're going to notice we're almost done. And then application fee waiver, you will see an option. The UofA wants to make sure that application fees do not pose a barrier for any students who wish to apply for admission. In order to be eligible for an application fee waiver, you must meet at least one of the following indicators. You're going to see some different options. I am eligible to receive a federal Pell Grant. I have received or am eligible to receive an ACT or SAT testing fee waiver. So I'm going to say, do you feel that your financial circumstances might qualify you for an application fee waiver? I'm going to say yes, I'm going to need help financially. And then I'm going to say I'm eligible to receive a federal Pell Grant. So I'm planning to apply for FAFSA. So I'm going to choose that one. You're going to notice that you can select multiple ones, but I'm just going to show you an example, anticipating that I will be eligible to receive federal Pell Grants. And you may have other selections here. It just depends. I certify that I understand and meet the eligibility requirements to receive an application fee waiver. And I'm just going to say Luis Castillo. Yes, I do certify or agree to that. I'm going to continue. I want to keep going, right? So we're almost done. And then here under signature, you're going to see a final disclaimer or section where you certify, where you sign. In place of your signature, please type your full legal name. I'm going to confirm. And then you're going to see the application has detected the following errors with the application. These errors must be corrected before submission. Courses, additional information, please review the courses you've entered to see. As you may recall, I kind of went fast in that step or in that process. I went really fast, so that's why it's giving me that error. Activities and honors, you may have indicated an interest in honors. At least one activity in honors is required. And also we have detected the following potential problems. Personal background is not a valid format. Okay, so it wants me to fix that. What happens if I click there? Look, I clicked and it takes you back to that section. It's having an issue with the format. So I just kind of fixed the social security number. In that case, I believe I just had incomplete number of digits. Let's continue. If you continue right there, it's just going to take you back to the next section of the application. Let's go back to the review and see if it catches any other errors. Notice how I fixed the social security is no longer popping up. So in this case, it's telling me that the honors information is wrong. I'm going to go back to honors and just kind of indicate that I am not interested in honors. That way I can just kind of move fast through the process and show you like a full submission. So let me go back to review and notice that I'm not going to have that honors error anymore. Let's see what else. It appears that you entered a high school or college without selecting an institution from our list. Let's see. Let me go ahead and delete some of these. Maybe it'll fix the problem. I just kind of fixed the schools. Good. Notice that I'm fixing that and I'm getting less errors. Courses, please review the courses you've entered to see if your list is complete. Yeah, so the application is catching that you may not have reported all of the coursework. And that makes sense because, again, I just kind of went fast and I'm not going to enter all of them. The purpose of this video is just to show you the process, but you may encounter errors like that. And that's the whole point. So in that case, you're probably not going to see the screen because you will spend time doing that and you're not going to have that issue. But in my case, I'm just going to say I do not have access to my high school transcript at this point, and I'm just going to continue. Let's go back to review and see if it's catching any errors. Notice how now we're good. No errors. If you are satisfied with your application and you're ready to submit it, click submit application. I feel pretty good, assuming in your case, you're going to take your time. You're going to enter all the classes, all the grades. You're going to take your time and do it right. You should not have any issues. In this case now, submit application. Let's just go ahead and cancel. And I'm going to say save for later. What happens? If you do that, it takes you back to your home page. Let's say that you made progress, but you're not ready to do it. That's fine. Save the progress and then leave, do something else, come back in, log back in, and then continue. You're going to click right here, and then you're going to access your application and continue working on it. Let's say that now I went through the entire process, all the screens. I'm going to go to review. I feel pretty good. I'm going to submit my application now, and I'm going to okay that. Great. So once you submit it, you're going to see a screen that looks like this. And this is a section where you can actually upload additional materials. You can contact the admissions office, upload materials or supplemental forms, information updates, application status. You're going to have like a dashboard with updates and different things. Status update, processing, awaiting your high school transcript. In my example, of course, I showed you an example where I didn't really do it one by one. Application fee was waived based on my selection, definitions of like the status, awaiting, received, waived, and if you needed to cancel the application, you could do that. I hope that's not the case. You're going to see supplemental forms for College of Arts, selected major, SALT Center, just different things. But the big one is this one, upload materials. Sometimes the Office of Admissions requires additional documents for your application. You can submit documents on this page. Please see the material descriptions below for accepted materials. If you would like to submit additional supporting materials for your application, please upload them as soon as possible. Materials received after the early action deadline of November 1 may not be reviewed as part of the early action admissions process. When uploading any material, it may take up to 2 weeks to process. Keep an eye on any status-related emails. To see which items might still be outstanding for your application, click here to return to the application status page. Please note the material uploader will only appear if you request an item that you are allowed to upload, or if your application allows for supplemental items not essential to evaluating your application. I hope you liked this video. That the purpose of the video is to show you again the process, the screens that you're going to encounter, that you're going to see. If you found this video helpful, I hope you like it, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one. Take care.